Welcome to the Tea Lounge, where we are spilling the tea on urban education,
serving it from a teacher's perspective. All right, so today's our first intro video. We're going to talk about what the Tea Lounge is. But first, let's introduce each other. So my name is Miss Martinez.
And I am Miss Fuller.
And just to give you a little background on ourselves, so I was actually born in Dominican Republic. My family migrated to Bronx, New York, when I was a kid, and we went through different public schools, ended up going to a charter school that you might have heard of, KIPP, New York, back in the day, and ended up going to boarding school, then college, and then going to do my master's in DC. I got into education. I think when I was little, coming from a different country, having to learn a new language, seeing what poor teaching looks like and how that impacts children, and seeing the need in my community for leaders and figures. And in my community, those leaders were teachers and principals and people who wanted kids to get out of the community and do something for themselves. So early on, I did tutoring, and I knew that I really felt the most happiest and the most alive when I was around other kids and helping kids reach their goals and learn more and see that there's a whole world out there. So that's a little bit about me. How about you, Fuller?
I am also from the Bronx, New York. Thank you very much. Born and raised. Yes. And I moved to DC after having my daughter because I knew I needed a change. I kind of fell into teaching, if you will, because as a single mom, I needed a schedule that was very similar to my daughter because I went back to school after having her. And within falling into teaching, it kind of became, I guess, a passion of mine in the sense that I noticed how, in particular in urban schools and being from and growing up in the inner city, you realize how education can make a difference if you have the right teachers there. And with going through that, just kind of showing students that they can do and be their best if they have the right role models there. Because for me personally, unlike Francis, I didn't necessarily have teachers that pushed me and was like, you can do it. It was just there. So coming into this particular situation and then seeing how kids would talk about this particular teacher or this teacher not caring, it was just what? I'm confused. Why? So from there, it kind of became my mission to kind of show students you actually have the skills to do and be your best self. And this is what we're going to do to make sure, don't allow your circumstances to predict your future. We can do and be better. And that is what I have been doing for the past 13 years.
So let's talk about the Tea Lounge. What is the Tea Lounge? Are we some random bloggers, another group of people invading your YouTube space, talking about politics, angry about the State of the Union? What are we doing here, Fuller?
That is what we're not. We are not, no, nobody got time for all that. We are a safe space where we feel like teachers can come and kind of voice their real opinions. Because there have been many, many times where my lovely friend over here has called me with the ring, 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 and I'll say, yup. And then she'll say,
girl, I got some tea for you. Guess what happened today at work?
Or, am I crazy?
Yeah, am I crazy?
Am I crazy?
Fuller, let me tell you what happened.
Is it me?
Is it me?
Help me make sense of this.
Right.
So that has been too many of our conversations, and you start to get to a point where you feel is it just me? Am I nuts? Am I going, why does this not make sense?
Is it me that's happening to? Is someone else out there? Hello?
Yes. And because you feel this way, that does not mean you don't care about the students that you teach. You're in it just because to get a check. You actually start to feel it's just you. You have that door closed and you're just in your own little world. So this is going to be a space where we can kind of validate those feelings where it's no, it's actually not you.
It's okay to say things,
yes.
Right? You shouldn't be scared. You should be able to voice your opinion. Mental health is a big thing. The longer that we bottle up things, bottle up feelings, one, we can't get help with them. Two, if we don't voice them, we don't know what the root cause of anything is, right? And three, we can't fix it and get better. So this is a space for you to voice those feelings, voice those concerns, say the things that you really want to say.
Yes. We want to be thought partners to kind of help you with whatever you're going through, whether it's something with your pedagogy, whether it's something with building a culture in your classroom, whether it's dealing with admin.
Building relationships with parents and students.
I feel we all, whether you are a veteran teacher or just new to the field, there's always something to learn and kind of creating this professional learning network where we can kind of learn to build off each other and just have a safe space to say and feel what we really feel. And you don't have to feel judged. You don't have to feel like, oh my God, my job, I'm going to lose my job. Like, people are going to think the worst. Like, no. You have these feelings, you have these thoughts, and it's okay to share.
Right. And also to have fun, right? Share some crazy stories, funny stories, really spill that tea that we all know happens in that teacher's lounge, in that back room when people close the door in the corners. We want to put them to the front so we can all learn, grow, and continue being the best teachers that we can.
Yes. Don't wait till happy hour. Like, no.
Come to the tea lounge.